Hey, what's happening everybody, Noob here. As you can tell from the title of the video, I've been kicked from Team Essence. Now, before I get into it, I just kind of want to get some formalities out of the way first. Basically, if you're a closed-minded person, you're very sensitive, you don't like negative things to do with Essence or the community or Moo Moo Milk, then I'd advise you just leave, or if you don't like me, give the video a dislike or something and fuck off somewhere else. This is mainly for people who are actually very interested as to what happened that led to me getting kicked and why I was kicked. And for those of you who are still here, you're obviously interested. So basically the video it'll have a lot of jumps and kind of like starts to it. I basically don't want it to come across as my personal opinion and that I'm just raging because I got kicked from the team. I joined Essence back in 2013. I think it was October 12th. So like that, I was coming up to my 3 years in the team and everything. But like that, I'm not mad about it. I kind of went into this knowing I was going to get kicked, trying to help the team. So like that, it's no hard feelings towards the team. This is mainly just to inform you about why I was kicked, and to do it I have to go into some detail. So I won't be sitting here the entire time, so you won't have to look at my ugly face the entire time. I'll throw in some game clips as well and have some screenshots up to help you follow along with what I'm saying and highlighting some things. So I'll make it a point to announce that if you're all tabbed out of this video, and you can come back in and have a look. Or like that, you can just listen and come up with anything. If you have anything you want to ask or discuss, ask it down in the comments. I might make a reply video or something, or like that we can discuss it in the comments. So anyway, without further ado, I am going to get into what happened to cause Noob to lose the ESS part of his name.
Just as a side note, I don't want anyone else getting involved with this or getting shit, so I'm just going to blur like all the Skype contacts and everything, so you won't know who sent me the message or anything, because I'm not trying to get anyone else into shit. I'm not trying to start like a huge war. This is just going into depth as to why I was kicked, so we'll get on now.
Alright, so the first point I just want to make here is, if you look at this screenshot, it was taken, this was a conversation I had with Moo Moo Milk during the weekend on, this is currently showing Sunday, which is the 29th of May. I'd been kicked from Team Chat on the Friday, which was the 27th of May, and basically in this I was telling him to either add me back into the team chat or kick me permanently from the team, and his response was that he would never kick me. So it's a bit hypocritical of him to say that and then turn around 3 days later and boot me from the team for having an opinion and trying to help the team in some way just to get it back on track. And to be honest, it doesn't really do him too much good. Like, I know we could all be hypocritical at times, but like this is a bit it's a bit of a fuck up from him. And also, looking back upon the first screenshot, you can see here that Moo Moo was telling me that how Skillsy had made a team and there won't be any arguing, it's more friendly and less serious. So like that, Moo Moo wanted me gone. He wanted me out of the team. And he was pushing me to leave the team. But I told him I wouldn't leave the team. The only way he'd get rid of me is kicking me. And like that, he thought I wanted something less serious, whereas I actually wanted him to start taking the team seriously and start pushing it in the direction that it needs to go, rather than being stuck in the past. And speaking of the past, actually, I haven't actually ran you through like what happened. So basically, back in October of 2015, Moo Moo Milk took a step back from YouTube, the team, and everything to go sort out his life and everything, and that was fair enough. Skillsy, Raw, Legendary, and Delta all stood up to lead the team in Moo Moo's absence, and to me, it went really well. Raw recruited a lot of members, different kind of like feeders, different playstyles, editors, graphics, and like that. They were looking for more editors to start editing Essence's videos, make it look, basically just make it more enjoyable rather than, Movie Maker, just drag and drop your clips. And Delta was looking at getting Halo more involved in the team as well. So they made a lot of headway in the short period that Moo Moo was gone, and then once Moo Moo came back, he wasn't very happy with what had happened to his team, so he decided he was going to kick a load of members and basically reverted back to like what it was before he left. So he got a few members together. I was one of them, and we pulled out names, and he kicked them pretty much straight away. I was under the impression that it would be a few weeks, considering it was Christmas, like that busy time of the year for a lot of people, and a lot of people kind of like relax at that time. So like that, sorry if you got kicked, that was my bad, I'll fully admit it. But then he made me a leader in Essence after that, and my leader life was very short-lived. I was only a leader for a couple of weeks, because shortly after all that, he decided he was bringing back Lava and Secondo to be leaders as well. and like that I became sort of a human resource manager for Essence, and like that I listened to everyone, I read everything in chat, I knew what was going on. But like that, a lot of people weren't happy about Lava coming back because they remembered what he did to the team previously, and anyone who was okay with it didn't really know what Lava had done. So that's no problem. But like that, I was saying a lot of the people in the team didn't want Lava to come back, and a lot of people wanted Secondo to come back, but they didn't want them to be given the leadership status. And basically, what Mumu told us was that Secondo will be coming back and kicking members who they feel isn't Essence material. So that meant like a lot of people were put onto the chopping block, and a lot of people were very worried about this, which is understandable. So that I brought that to everyone's attention, and I got kicked from the leader chat because I was against Lava coming back, and I was against Secondo being a leader. A lot of people wanted loyal members who had stuck with the team to be leaders, and because I was against that, he kicked me from the leader chat as well for talking too much, because I always had something to say on what was happening in the team, any ideas that were brought out, or any actions or any problems that anyone was having. I brought to the leader's attention and spoke about it, and that's why I got kicked from the leader chat. And shortly after that, Moon Milk also disbanded Essence Halo, so that means Delta was kicked, Maverick. I can't really remember the names of the guys, but I'm still subscribed to them. They produce really good content as well. I like it. It's enjoyable. But like that, he disbanded Essence Halo as well. So Essence was back in square one with Lava and Secondo joining back as well. And a lot of people were very worried about this as well. So yeah, that was roughly about when shit kind of like really started hitting the fan for me and the rest of the team as well. In this screenshot, you can see I was saying, now add us back to the actual team chat, please. And that was directed at myself and Wings, because Mumu kicked Wings from team chat because he didn't want him in it. He thought he was shit, and it did. Now, this happened a lot with Beansy and Wings. Mumu made it a point to tell them on every occasion that they were shit and useless, and they weren't to be in the clan, and he wanted them gone. And it was awful to see, because some of the clips that Beansy and Wings hit were much better than anything Mumu had hit in months. Like, I was appalled by it, and a lot of people were really, really pissed off about it as well, saying like, Mumu giving them such a hard time and everything. Beans is doing like loads of work for the team and everything. Wings is producing content and everything. What are you doing? And like that, he kicked Wings, and I stood up for Wings in team chat, saying what a shit decision he's making and everything. And I got kicked from team chat as well. So it took him a few days to reply, but when he did, he replied saying didn't want you in leader chat and everything anymore, and because I talk too much. But like that, I told him to just add me and Wings back, and if anyone else added us back into chat, like he did say this in chat, that he would kick them for adding us back. Like it was just a blatant threat to anyone in the team. Like, you add them back and you're getting kicked out of this team. Like it's not the way a team should be run and everything. I just stuck up for Wings, and like that, I was saying, like what I said, it wasn't directed at him. Anything I ever said, Mumu always took it as a personal insult to himself, and that I don't like him and everything. It was really stupid. And like that, I was just saying, I'm just looking out for my teammates. I would have done the same for any member if they were booted for no reason or whatever, or if you're giving them such a shit time. I'll stand up for anyone. And anyone who was in the team at the time knows I would have. And a lot of people did come to me, saying like they're fully with me. They wish Mumu would listen to me and everything, but like that, whatever happened, and can't really change it. But it went on like that for ages, and I stuck up for members and everything. And when it came to Battle of the Clans, or Clan Wars, it got a lot worse. Basically, Mumu sent in nothing for the first round of Clan Wars, and then Beansy carried the Gears of War 3 side of Clan Wars as well. And Mumu said, Beansy, you're shit. Like, what you sent in is a joke. Like, you're a crap player and everything. And a lot of people in the team were appalled by this. Like, I was, as awful as it was, I was really happy to see the team pulling up behind Beansy, saying like, no, you respect Beansy. Like, he did a lot of work for us. Like, it's okay. The clips, maybe a few of them could have been a bit better, but like that, there's always a few of those clips that could have been a bit better in a video. And like that, it was really heartwarming to see the team pulling up behind Beansy and saying like, no, Mumu, fuck you. Don't say that to Beansy. Like, he did the work, and he will improve as well. And Beansy has been doing an excellent job. He's been improving and improving and improving. and no matter what Mumu said to him, he has thick skin basically, but like he knows who to support and who not to support in the team. Who's really got his back, who are really team players, and I thought it was really great to see the team pulling up behind him. And with Mumu sitting there saying Beansy is a joke, like to his own teammate, saying like you're a joke and you're shit. It's a bit insulting and it's really degrading. It's just not what a leader should do. Like he should have sat down and talked to him about it or something, tried to sort something out. And like that, Beansy has changed a lot and he's improved greatly as well for the team. So I have to say props to Beansy and everything. But like for Mumu doing that like straight up to his team, it's awful to see. Like he would have done that to anyone and he wouldn't give a fuck. But once I stood up and defended Beansy as well, I was kicked from chat again for having an opinion and for standing up for people. Now, although Mumu after did lay off Beansy and he did leave him alone and things got a lot better for Beansy as well, it still kind of went on a little bit, and like that he did take out like anything he could on me or like that any other team members who spoke up. But like I said, no one wanted to speak up. Everyone came to me because I could speak up and just get kicked and re-added. It was really pathetic to see that people wouldn't speak in team chat because they were just going to be kicked. I don't know. It was just awful to see, and like that. Another absolutely awful thing that I got from Mumu as well was when I was talking to him about Beansy, was that he said Essence shouldn't have entered Battle of the Clans. And, for me, I thought, Essence getting involved in the community, it's keeping the community alive, trying to bring everyone together, that's the point of Clan Wars. Now, naturally, hate does ensue in it, but that's fair enough. You're always going to expect it. But what I got from him, though, was Mumu basically saying, fuck the community. I told him, Essence isn't in it to gain anything. Mumu said we don't gain anything from being in Clan Wars or whatever. That's not the point of Clan Wars. Clan Wars is bringing the community together, and he just came back with fuck the community. They're all a bunch of haters. They're all shit basically. I don't get what he wants. Like he wants to grow the team, but he's saying fuck the rest of the community. Like they either like what I do or they fuck off. Like it's pathetic. It's not how you grow a team. He doesn't really understand the concept of, bringing a community together. He just wants to make his own community to cater to his ego, basically. It was something awful to see, to be honest. It wasn't what I was expecting at all. And then through that as well, he came around and anytime, I did mention, Avenge quite a few times, they're really good clan, high standards of clips, great editors and everything. And every time Avenge came into it, or if I mentioned any other clan, he'd kick me from the team because he'd say oh yeah, they're not Essence, they're not us. Why do we care? You have to care because look at Avenge. They are much better than Essence. They might not have as many subscribers, that is true, but they are much better than Essence. They have better clips and better editors and better videos in every aspect. Anytime Essence has gone up against Avenge wins hands down. There's no question about it. But like that, he would turn around with any other team and say Chaos are shit, they're a dead team, Avenge is dead, they have no subs, they're unknown. There's no way around it. There are teams in the community that are really good. They might be underrated and even highly underrated. I'd say Avenge would be much better off in Essence's position. But you can't just say other teams are shit because they're not yours. They might not be as active, true, but they are much better when it comes to their clips and their montages, episodes, everything. They are much better. And for him to turn around and say, Avenge is shit, it's not right, and I don't get what he wants from this community at all. Like I said, Avenge, Chaos, probably a lot of the teams in the community are better than Essence in this one aspect, and it's the level of professionalism in the team. But basically, Essence, most of its content could probably be summed up to Movie Maker. There's very few edits on the team channel. There's very few unique kind of things. Like that, it's really upsetting to see that, and like that, it doesn't look professional, especially because Essence is supposed to be the number one team for Gears of War. It's probably the first clan or the first team that people would come across if they were new to the community. It's that big. It's nearly 50,000 subscribers, and that's a lot for a Gears of War team. And like that, if they are looking for a team, then like that they would most likely come across Essence first. They might come across Avenge or Chaos or GSQ or whatever other teams there are at the moment. But like that, Essence, like its content is running dry. It's the same stuff over and over and over. And like that, there's nothing wrong with that. But after all this time, you'd expect it to be, they'd have edits or something good. Like some of the videos, like the music doesn't go with it. It turns a lot of people off it. There's no flow to it. It just stops abruptly. Or, it's just the same things rehashed over and over and over. Now, some of it doesn't get old, some of it does. It's all down depending on the player and like what they're doing. But like that, it's very unprofessional and it doesn't look good for the team. And that goes as well for the leadership in the team as well. It's very unprofessional. Moon Milk, he's not a great leader in my opinion, and in a lot of others as well. Who've been in the team, who've been kicked or just left, and who are still in the team. But like that, he basically wants to run it as a dictatorship. Up in the screenshot here, he does talk about that if people don't agree with his views in his team, then they shouldn't be in it. And I'm not too sure if that's how he plans on running everything in his life. But that doesn't really work, especially when there's a lot of people. Like I had a lot of people coming to me as well saying like they don't agree with things because they were afraid to talk in team chat about it, because once you criticize Mumu, then he just kicks you from team chat. Like it's childish, it's pathetic, and to be honest, it doesn't work. Especially if it's a dictatorship, it doesn't work. Everyone needs to have a say in it. You need to get your team's opinion on things that are going to go on in the team, and not just decide like these three players are kicked, if anyone else has anything against it you can be kicked too. It doesn't work. And he says like you just respect his decision or whatever, and you can't respect a decision if it's a wrong one. Well, at least I can't. If it's a wrong decision, then you can't just say like, oh yeah, okay, no problem. But it's just one of those things you can't do. And in this screenshot as well, he talks about, he basically says people should know their place in the team. Like the great players who will be in the team forever will know their place, and that's not right. Like you can't just say like you can't just tell someone to shut up, get back in your place, or be kicked. Like it's not how it runs. Like that's the only threat he has is kicking people from the team. And in all fairness, if everyone spoke up against him, then what's he going to do? Is he going to kick his entire team and leave his roster looking blank like this? I mean, that's the Essence roster right now. Like I'd love to give you a number of the players who have left just recently. A lot of them have been long-time members. A lot of them have been been in the team like for a while as well, just a short amount of time. But like that, it's like you can see like with the mass exodus from Essence, it's just pathetic. Like I think there was about 50 participants in the chat, and then when I was kicked, I think it went down to about 32. And like that was over the course of maybe a week, or maybe a weekend. I'm not too sure. But like that, to lose like 18 players over a weekend, it's a lot. Like I'm not too sure if that's the exact figure. Don't quote me on that. I'm sorry if I'm throwing out figures. It's not. I'm just giving like a rough idea of what happened. But like it's a lot to lose in such a short space of time. And what's even worse though is I think Mumu claims to be a great leader because of his ego. He talks to a lot of fans a lot. Not on YouTube, but he does care about fans, and that's fair enough. But talking to fans doesn't make you a great leader. It doesn't give you the leadership skills or the people skills to deal with it. If you're just going to come into the team and say like, if you speak against me, you're kicked. He's a joke as a leader. Like I spoke up against it. I criticized his leadership skills, and that's what led me to getting kicked. Like that, just because you claim you're great at the game doesn't mean you're good either. Like he said it himself as well. He's able to beat like the MLG or the ESL players or whatever at the game. People who are supposed to be like super godlike at the game, and he beats them like easily. That doesn't make you a good leader at the game. You might know the game and might be good at it, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're a good leader for the team as well. It's a bit pathetic to think like you're a great leader because you can beat an ESL team. It doesn't make you a good leader. You need to have the people skills for it, and you need to have the leadership skills for it. And myself and a lot of other people have agreed that Moo Milk does not have the leadership skills to push Essence forward. He's too close-minded about it, and he won't open up to trying new things. He wants to stick with the same old thing that Essence has been doing, just posting the Movie Maker montages and hoping that, you know, they'll do well enough that people say, like, oh, you know, they're a good team. It won't go much further. And it's not that I want the team to crash and burn, but it will die if it keeps going this way, and if they just keep changing the roster over and over and over, which is why a lot of people don't know if people are in the team or not, because it's run so unprofessionally. Like, the roster is never updated. You don't know who's in the team. I get a lot of messages from people saying, you know, they're new to the team and everything, but I know who's in the team, and like that, it's very frustrating to see, like, you know, that these people are able to pretend to be in Essence because the roster is simply never updated. It's updated once every month or two, I think. I don't know exactly, but like that, at the moment the roster is completely blank, and it's really sad to see. But like that, the screenshots up at the moment now that they're going to cycle through if you want to have a read of it. But Moo basically says, like, he doesn't really have time to, you know, talk to members about things. He doesn't have. It basically wastes his time to read what people have to say. Like, and to me, like, that comes across as, you know, if you say, like, you know, you don't have time to talk to him, and like, from my personal experience, every time he's kicked me, he says, like, I don't have time to deal with you right now. Or, you know, when I said, like, you know, just add me back into the chat there, and then, you know, you can decide to kick me later if you want. Like, I know you will. And he refuses to do it because it wastes his time or whatever. Like, there's been multiple occasions where he's removed me off Skype after kicking me from chat, so that I wouldn't talk to him. And it's really frustrating to see that a leader won't deal with something. They just expect to kick it and watch it go away. That's not how it works. To me, like, he wasted my time more than I wasted his. The way I see it, I've been trying to help the team, and he's basically been shooting me down the entire time. And it gives me the impression that he's too lazy, or he just doesn't care about the team enough to go on with it. And honestly, I really don't hope that's the case. I know we want to see Essence do great things. I want to see Essence become something great. But it won't get there with Moo as a leader. It won't go to the extent that Moo wants it to go. And now, like I said at the beginning, I don't want this to be, you know, my personal opinion around. I'm not trying to start anything. It's just, to me, the way it's run, it won't go much further. All it'll be is constantly changing the roster out over and over and over. You know, the names will just become like, oh, who's this now? You know, introducing, you know, the next Essence member like every week. It won't be viable. You need to have a loyal team behind you and a dedicated team. And to be honest, I don't think Essence has that at the moment. They are dedicated and loyal, but it's not all together. If you know what I mean, the team is capable of great things, basically, but it won't get there because it's not allowed to try new things. Like, you're not allowed to branch out in the team, and it's not a great way to go about it. Like, all the big teams, they all play like different games. They have different branches of them. Like, I think FaZe or Optic or something, like, they might be a good example for this. I don't watch them, so I don't know, but I'm sure they have maybe CS:GO teams. They have COD teams for different CODs. I don't know, but they definitely do branch out and play other games, which improve their fan base a lot more. It opens up a whole new it opens up a whole new opportunity for the team to grow and develop and get ideas and everything, and you're able to meet a lot of unique people, maybe be put in contact with people. I'm sorry I'm stuttering now. It's coming towards the end of the video now, but basically the impression that Moo Milk gives off to me is he doesn't know what he's doing as a leader. He really doesn't. He thinks he knows what he's doing because his ego has gone to his head, and that's what he thinks is going on. I know I've had a lot of people lately saying to me that a lot of people don't like Moo Milk. Once you know him, you don't like him. the only people that do like him are like the fanboys. That's fair enough. You'll always have like fanboys around, fangirls or whatever. You'll always have those kind of people. But like that, it's really bad when people start saying you that a lot of people dislike this one person. And to be honest, he's probably one person that you'd come across very quickly if you're new to the Gears community as well, because he has the most subscribers. And it's really bad to have him as the face of Gears if this is what you're going to get. Like, you're going to get someone who will say, I'll never kick you. And then he kicks you a couple days later, you know? It doesn't come across as... It's basically not a great person to have, like, you know, spearheading Gears. Or, you know, claiming to be, you know, the best player out there. Like, he's not. There's definitely someone out there who can take him. And like that, it's people who... And see, I'm not even too sure where I'm going with this anymore. This is basically why I was kicked. It was for speaking out against Moo Milk, criticising his leadership skills, his people skills, and what he wants for the team. And that's what got me kicked. I tried to help the team over the last few months. Since November, when I got a lot of free time to myself, I started getting more involved. I've been trying to help the team ever since, right up until the point where I got kicked. And I don't want people to say, sorry, I was kicked. I want people to know I went into that knowing I was going to get kicked from the team from that. It was basically kind of like, I think when we took it as I was trying to, you know, overthrow him as the leader of Essence, I wasn't. I was basically begging the team, like, you need to see the truth. And hopefully people have seen some kind of truth in it. If you've stuck around this long, I really hope you just kind of have an idea what I'm saying. Like I said, I made this video for people who were really genuinely curious as to why I was kicked from Essence. And I don't want people to think, like, I'm just mad that I got kicked from Essence. I accepted I was going to get kicked. Like, that's no problem. I had one person in the team who completely threw my words into the team chat before I even got to say them. And he made it look like I was just backstabbing the team, and I wasn't. And people know who that was. I'm not going to drop his name out there because he knows who he is himself. I doubt he'd even stick around this long to see the video. He'd probably just dislike it and hop off. But like that, it's just that's why I was kicked. It was for saying that the team is unprofessional. It's a joke. All I did was speak the truth about the team. But like that, I know the team is capable of great things. It has a great roster capable of great things. And I really hope the team gets its shit together and goes on. So like that, if you guys have watched to this point of the video, thank you so much. I don't know what to say other than thank you for a lot of the support. A lot of the messages that I've gotten as well on not Facebook, Xbox, Skype and Twitter and YouTube as well. Thank you for them. It was so nice to hear from you all about this, and I know this video is really long, but if you did stick around, I sincerely thank you so much. I don't know what I can give back to you to show how appreciative I am of you guys sticking around this long. But really, thank you so much. I wish this video could have been shorter. I wish it could have been more well presented. And like I said, I didn't want this to come across in my personal opinion. I really didn't. But like that, I'm really sorry I had to end this way with Essence. I wish it was a lot different. Like that, I just wanted to put the truth out there, and nothing that I said in this was just a personal opinion. Like this was the facts and everything that's happened over the last few months that have brought me to this conclusion. And like I said, I'm really sorry to end it like this. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for sticking around this long to hear me saying what I'm saying right now. I honestly don't know how to thank you. If you have anything you'd like to discuss, to say, leave it down in the comments below. You know I'll always reply to comments, no matter what. No matter how old the video is, no matter how new it is, no matter what you say, I'll reply to it some way or another. It might be a joke, might be an insult, it might be just saying thanks, or, thanking you for a great idea. But really, thank you guys. I look forward to reading the comments. And if you did stick around, again, thank you so much. I know it's a long one. I know this will get a lot of toxic people out there, and I don't want to bring negativity to the channel and everything, and create some kind of like toxic atmosphere to it. But like that, this was just why I've been kicked. An in-depth video as to why I was kicked from Essence. I know it's an exceptionally long video. I'm very sorry, but like I said, thank you all very much for watching. Truly appreciate it. Looking forward to what you have to say, and thank you all for the support. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Okay. There we go. I think that's everything said. Toodles.